welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike, and in today's video I will do something that I was supposed to do 2 months ago when the winter kicked in, and that is cleaning up, detailing and lubricate my motorcycle before I put it for sleep for a couple of months in the garage. Okay, quick update on what's going on with the upgrades on the Royal Star. I haven't been doing much lately. I still did not put the Harley Davidson saddlebags. I'm still thinking, shall I keep those turn signal and tail light, or I have to remove them and put the saddlebags and have a nice clean look. Although if I have to do that, the saddlebags will be a little bit higher than usual because I have 2 exhausts, not 1. The other thing is I found laying down in the garage old windshield, which I polished. As you can see, it's very nice polished. And I had laying down those brackets that I customized so they can fit right in here. It's a big pain in the ass because the diameter of my handlebar is 30 mil. It's not a common size. You need to make a custom brackets, which I will do because those are like too small for that. But this will be getting ready for the summer, hopefully. Back to the video now. I have to say I'm pretty nervous because I haven't started the bike for a few months. What I like to do, if I haven't started the bike for a few months or a few weeks, I turn the ignition on. You can hear the pump. So what I do, I turn off and I turn on in a few seconds again. You can hear the pump is still pumping. And I do this several times. This is just me. Then there is right here, I don't know if you can see, there is this bolt. Basically what I do, I make 1 or 2 turns clockwise so it can start with a little bit more gas because I don't like using my choke and then start. Then I reverse. There it is, right there. This is probably the best moment for the last few months. Alright guys, so we done the washing. The only places where I use a full pressure of the water is at the wheels and at the brake discs. Everywhere else, I'm just rinsing with the water so the dirt can come off. Now some of you may call me crazy. The first thing I do is wipe the water from all the painted parts. Then I go to the chrome parts. So now you're gonna see time lapse cleaning the painted parts and the chrome as well. Alright, so after I clean up all the motorcycle from the water and the drips, the first thing I'm going to do, start with the wheels, as I have a port wall, white walls. The brand is Atlas, 16 white. Actually, this is, I mentioned it in a previous video, I think. They use it for a lot of old school vehicles. Like you can see, I can remove it. Here it is. Works perfect, by the way. I had no problems whatsoever. The only thing I did is I cleaned it with the wrong liquid cleaner, and I made all the edge all around yellow. First thing I'm gonna do, and this may sound funny for some of you, but actually works pretty well. You may try it. I use a window glass cleaner. It's universal liquid for cleaning different type of surfaces, but I find out that it works pretty well with the rubber port walls. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna spray very lightly, then grab a microfiber, just a bit wet, and just you go once. Here it is. The lighting here is not great, but I'm ensuring you that the result is amazing. And I always like to start from the difficult side of the motorcycle, which is the left side where the kickstand is, because the bike is leaning on one side and it's more difficult to clean this side. But because I don't have a jack to jack up the motorcycle, so I'm starting from the left side of the wheels and working my way to the other side. Something that is very important and worth mentioning is that it doesn't matter if your white walls are original or are port walls like mine. Do be very careful how you're cleaning them up, because if you're using a wrong cleaner, you may damage the walls, and in the first you will not see that. They will get nice and shine and white, and then in about a week they will become yellow like mine did. But right here, here it is. It's like so ugly. They're in a perfect condition, but because of my stupidity, they became on yellow spots here and there. So the wheels are ready. Next thing I'm gonna use is polishing the paint. There is many different type of polish. Some are more aggressive, some are more fine. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I use Carplan. I'm not paid for that, but actually this Carplan brand works perfect. I have the triple wax, which is for chrome. I have another chrome trim polish as well. It's just like 5-6 different type of polish liquids I have here. The idea is not to remove the scratches, is to protect the paint. This is the idea of the polishing. Let me do this so you can see the difference. The idea is to spread it around and let it sit for a couple of minutes. I like to tap in a different places before I start rubbing and spreading it around. Right, so check. I'm gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, so here how it becomes. Now we're gonna put the towel, start rubbing very lightly. I think now you're getting the idea how good it looks now. Very shiny. And also, no water drips will stay on the paint for at least the next few washes of the bike. Alright guys, a little bit of update. By the time I start editing the video, I noticed that there is no much difference on the video that shows between left and right side of polishing on the fuel tank, on the front fender, on the front headlight. So I just wanted to mention that because of the light conditions that I got in the garage, it's not very obvious, but actually in person, it's a big difference with your eye that you can see, but it's not showing on the camera. So yeah, just worth mentioning that. I'm sorry about it. I will make a nice video when the weather is good on a nice daily light, so you can really see how the bike shines when it's polished and cleaned up properly with the right products. So yeah, back to the video. Okay, for the front fender, I just wanted to show you guys the difference. So in the left side here, I apply from the polish paste, and on that side there is nothing and still very much shining. But let's wait for 5 minutes and I will show you the difference between left and right side. Let's start. Now I have to admit that my paint is in a very bad condition and probably bike needs to be repainted. Look how shiny that is. Still there is a small scratches and bends from the years of using, but what this does actually when I touch it, it's very smooth and it protects it from water, humidity and everything that can damage the paint. All right, next we're gonna do the chrome. The chrome needs to be polished very precisely and you need to take your time. I'm using chrome trim polish by Carplan. Put less, and if you have to, add more. Now, I don't know if you can see the chrome here. It's a bit dirt. So what I'm gonna do, just go on a light tops like that. I don't know if I mentioned in any of my other videos, the chrome paste, it's good 6 months after you open it. Be careful not to go on any rubber or any leather, because after that it's very difficult to be cleaned. Do not leave a lot of paste over the chrome, because after it's gonna be more difficult to be cleaned. I start rubbing again. I like to do it in a circle moves. That way I can clean and in the same time spread it around. I can already see the result. Just a light touch. I think this is a procedure that any biker that respects his bike should do. Look at that. How shiny it becomes. Looks nice. I always enjoy cleaning my motorcycle as much as I ride it. And to be honest, in the season time, I'm a bit more careless about the motorcycle. It doesn't matter how dirty it gets. It shows that I ride this bike, not that it's sitting in the garage. Look, that is clean. All right, so I'm gonna do the rest as I show you the procedure and then move to the leather parts. All right, the same thing like the fender. I want to show you the difference between the left side where I put the chrome polish and the right side where there is none. See the difference now. Here is the polished part and here is not. All right, and trust me, when you go out with your motorcycle on the daylight, on the sun, it makes a huge difference. All right, so for the sit, I'm gonna just agitate it with a nice black color, which is for leather clothes like jackets, vest, chaps, etc. First, I'm gonna tap small dots on the sit. Then I'm just gonna work my way like that. This is for protection once again. I hate seeing motorcycles with cracked seats and leather. It's better if the leather is kept in a good condition so it can shine. So I'm gonna leave the leather to suck as much as it needs, and then I'm gonna clean it up with a towel, and that will be everything about the paint and the chrome. So the last stage of my cleaning process is lubricate the rubber hoses, those rubber parts that goes from the cylinder up to the carburetor, and any rubber hoses around the motorcycle with the silicone spray. Now the spray silicone is usually used for cars in the winter. Many times the door ceilings are getting stuck and frozen, and that's where it comes, the spray silicone. You can spray it on and give it a nice layer that prevents from freezing and cracking. This is what I use for my rubber hoses and anything that can get cracked and cause the damage. This is how I do it. And in the summer, before I start the season, I would rinse the motorcycle very well and everything will come off. And last but not least, I will use a universal penetration lubricant. This is Hado, but I think any brand will work perfect, to spray all the small tiny bolts right here to prevent them from getting rusty. Now those are chrome bolts, and over time they're getting a bit of rusty. I clean mine just in the beginning of the season, but now just because I know that they are already old, I will take care a little bit extra for them. Also right here, this bolt of the exhaust is rusty as well, so I will spray all the small tiny bolts right here on the vents as well. And that will be basically everything that I do every winter to keep my bike in a good condition. And when the season starts, I will give it a nice wash, wipe, and ready to roll. That's a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. It's a bit longer, I hope you like the content and you learn something along the way. So if you enjoyed, you can thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.